So, it's been 3 months since my last video, and I just want to give you guys an update on everything that's been going on. And in a plot twist, I actually did get a belt from Fahad. Yep, got my AEW championship belt from Moc Belts after 15 months of going back and forth, of being ignored, of being called a liar, a propagandist, a hater, so on and so forth. And I could not care less, honestly. Like I said, I'd ordered that belt back in November of 2020. It is now February 2022, and it took this long, and it sucks. This was a terrible experience for me. I got the box like 2 weeks ago, and it's just been sitting under my bed, just collecting dust. I got my official AEW replica last month. I had pre-ordered it back in July when it was first announced, and it came in January. There were no issues at all whatsoever, and I wish I had just waited for them to come out with the official belt. And, it was more than twice the price, but no hassle at all whatsoever. Like zero hassle. Like, hey, all right, where's what's going on? It's been quiet, but they delivered. Like AEW delivered, Pro Wrestling Tees delivered. What's it? Belts by Dan, who worked on it. He crafted a belt to be mass produced, and it's gorgeous. It's fantastic. Moc Belts, I don't know. Didn't even bother opening it, and it took all this time. And honestly, I was looking on my order on the website itself, and it's still saying unfulfilled. So he literally just gave me a belt to shut me up, and I guess what I can say is that they're not a scam. It's just he's incredibly bad at this job. We've been going back and forth for months. In fact, he's still harassing me about it. He has contacted me more this past month about, well, you got your belt. You got your belt. You got your belt. Why aren't you a man of your word on taking down everything you've spoken about me? And it's like, well, if I said you were a scammer, I guess you're not, but you still have shitty practices. You have terrible practices. You go around, you harass people who are asking what's going on. Yeah, people are going to be upset if you're treating them badly. You get what you dish out. And now I'm looking at your website, I'm looking at your social media, and you're like, we're apologizing for this, that, we're backed up and stuff like that. And you started with that. None of this would have happened. You would have not even had to deal with me. But the thing is, it's like you keep saying these same things to me, and our DMs are proving to me you're either just bad at this or you're incredibly incompetent. We spoke last month about why this was even a thing, and he's like, well, I don't have the money from all my PayPal customers. And it's like, well, what happened to it? My account froze. Why did it freeze? Because some dude named Jesse took the money and ran. And it's like, well, if you took the money and ran, why didn't you tell people this dude took the money and ran? Had you been open about that at the start, we'd be pissed regardless, but at least we'd be fighting with PayPal to see if we can get the money back from this dude who took your money. And then you say, oh, well, I got 10 more accounts that are all froze. And it's like, there's no way you let this one dude take your one account and then you open up 10 more accounts and all the money's frozen. He's told me flat out he never received my money. PayPal is saying the transaction went through. So if this guy took your money and he took my money and you don't tell me what's up, how is this my fault that you got screwed over? Because, yeah, he screwed you over, but both of you screwed me and dozens more over. None of this makes sense. And you can keep telling me, oh, well, I'm very forward-moving when it comes to being with customers. And it's like, you're dealing with customers that are coming after the fact, and you're giving them belts after the fact. I'm watching YouTube videos of people getting custom belts before I got mine. My order was $1,199, and you're telling me today that you just made a deal with a dude yesterday on one of your messed up belts, and within 24 hours, you're already shipping it out to him. I couldn't even get you to even look my way for months, 15 months. How is that professional? And in those 15 months, you ignored me, you've blocked me, you've insulted me, you've threatened me. You've said that you're going to get all your loyal customers and all your big-time customers to come after me and stuff like that. And it's like, this is not how you run a business. This is why I'm pissed off at you. It's not because you know you are a scammer, because clearly you're not. You're just giving out belts. I wish you could do that for a lot more people, but you're saying it's like you can't make the belts because you ain't got the money. So you got to get the money before you make the belts. But the thing is, if you're in a perpetual cycle where you're in the red right now and you don't even have to make materials, you can't take the money from your most recent customers and then start working on orders from well beforehand. And that's not even the case from what I'm understanding, because again, I'm seeing customers coming to you getting their belts before people who ordered belts from you years ago, saying, I don't got that. And you can't be like, well, I never got the money because PayPal froze, or this guy took my money, or one of my numerous PayPal accounts got deleted. That's not how that works. Customer made a transaction with you. The money went through. Just because you mishandled the money does not mean you get to screw the customer over. Does not mean that people get to jump the line because you got the money now from the most recent customers. That's not how it is. I'm not saying it's a first come, first served situation, but if you're telling me it takes this long to make a belt and you're offering every single customer 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, there's only so many hours in a day. There's only so many days in a week, only so many weeks in a month. If you have 50 customers and you're all telling them, oh, you'll get your belt in 3 weeks, and you can only pop out 5 belts, you're going to have 45 customers going, what happened? And then it compounds 3 weeks more when it's 50 more customers and only 5 more belts go out. Because now you have 90 customers, and so on, and so on, and so on. That's you're never going to catch up. And you don't have the same clout or legitimacy as like Reggie Parks to be like, oh, well, you know, he's got a wait line of 10 years. You don't get to do that. Reggie Parks wasn't going after people on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, on my YouTube page, saying, oh, well, you know, you're a propagandist, you're a faker. No. I told you a year ago, you need to be transparent. You need to be transparent. And you decided not to. You decided to block people. You decided to hide comments. You decided to make your Facebook group private. You decided to go on different Facebook groups and mock the people on there. You decided to call people bullshitters. You decided to call them propagandists, haters. It's like, yeah, you know why people are hating? Because again, even if you didn't deliberately and maliciously screw people out of their money, you didn't deliver. And like I said, this belt that I got, that wasn't even for me. It's to shut me up, because I'm watching other people complain about you on YouTube videos, and they're like, well, yeah, I mean, I spoke with this dude for months, and it took all that teeth pulling to get a belt from him. And I would love to review the belt, but the thing is, like I said, you know, I got it, and I got the official one. So why should I give it a satisfaction? You know, I mean, maybe I will review the belt. Maybe I'll put up some pictures. I can compare it to the official replica and see how the craftsmanship is. I mean, that would be great. That would probably be good business for you, right? I don't know. I truly do not know. And like I said, thanks for the belt, but I mean, I can't recommend you. Why? I would absolutely not recommend you. In fact, I'm still gonna tell people, get your money back if you can. You know, I mean, you straight up showed me someone's shipping information today on Twitter, and you're like, oh yeah, you know, this guy hit me up on Facebook, and I'm like, all right, cool. You know, Nathan, yeah, if you're watching this, from Lover Queens, wherever you are in New York. But it's Fahad, you're just not a good person, man. Listen, it's bad. This is what it is. Like I said, folks, I mean, I told him I would reconsider taking down everything I said about him, but I didn't lie. I absolutely did not lie about what I said about him. Like, I still have all the DMs saved up. I have the emails from him. Like I said, he got worse in the past 2 months when it came to arguing with me. And there are still people on the Facebook group, on Twitter that he's blocked, on Twitter that he's muted, on Instagram. There's a whole bunch of different social medias with him. Just, people having bad experiences. And the fact that I'm a dime a dozen in this situation, and I had to kick the hornet's nest so hard to get a reaction from you, to the point where you had to relent to give me a belt so you can buy my silence. That's not good business. That's not a good business deal, transaction, and you're not good at this, man. Listen, I'm sorry, but you're not good at this. People are like, give him time. It's probably just him and one other person. They're probably backlogged, and it's like they're backlogged because he doesn't know what he's doing. He said he trusted some random person with his PayPal account so he can get the money faster, so they could do some wire transfer. Some nonsense. How about you ask him about Jesse Keller? Let's see if he can keep the story right with that, because the fact that this Jesse Keller took the money and ran, and he still opened up numerous PayPal accounts after the fact, to the point where I had to contact PayPal, and they're like, oh yeah, we have this dude blacklisted. Like, he's got a whole bunch of them, and he's still making PayPal accounts somehow. Like how is that working? So PayPal is not doing their due diligence. He's not doing his due diligence. The customer's getting screwed. Why would anyone want to continue doing business with him? And he's like, well, for customer satisfaction, I'll give you 50% off the next belt. I paid $1,000 for 2 belts. $280 for yours, and then $760 for the official. I got 2 belts. I'm not even looking at one of them. The official belt I love. It's great. It's shiny, guys. It's really good. Honestly, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I don't. I'm sorry, and I hate to say this in any other, unofficial maker, but he's left such a bad taste. I gotta say, don't trust any bootlegger. It's not worth the money. It's not worth the risk. I'm hearing all these different companies and stuff like that, but it's like, I can't take that risk if I wanted to get another belt. If I wanted to get a Ring of Honor belt, if I wanted to get a WWE belt, if I wanted to get like the IWGP Championship, I can't. I would just rather save up the money, and just, if I can get it from the official company itself, I'm going to do that instead. As far as these, official adjacent belt makers, I'm sorry guys, but y'all need to make a statement on this dude. It's like, I understand all you guys aren't the same, but it's like, I can't, man. It's bad, and I'm sorry. It's not good. This dude left a bad taste in my mouth, and there are at least a couple of dozen of us just like me, and it's not going to get better with Moc Belts. It's not. And, I'm sorry for everyone who's lost their money. Because at some point you're going to have to realize, yeah, the money's gone. I thought the money was gone for me, but I got loud. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you guys should get loud and angry. Because clearly he's not going with a first come, first serve. If he didn't get your money, or he got that money taken from you, if he had that money swiped through PayPal that was yours, he's not going to look at your order. He's not going to care about your order. He's told me numerous times, like, listen, I didn't get the money from you. You got a belt. Do your due diligence. It's like, my due diligence is making sure I got my belt. Whether or not the money was lost on your behalf, that's on you. That's not on me. That's on you. Well, guys, like I said, maybe I'll put up some pictures of both belts, make a comparison on Twitter and all. But man, that official belt's looking really good. And if there's a second wave coming, look into that instead. But if you order from Moc Belts and you get your belt, kudos to you. If you order from Moc Belts and you didn't get your belt,